How is an easement scope determined in real estate? Have you ever wondered how the boundaries of an easement are set in real estate? Understanding the scope of an easement can save you from future property disputes. Let's break down how this works. The scope of an easement is mainly defined by the terms established when the easement is created. This can vary based on the type of easement involved. There are express easements, implied easements, prescriptive easements, and easements created by necessity. Each type has its own rules about how the scope is determined. For express easements, the details are usually found in a written agreement or deed. This document should clearly state the purpose, extent, and limitations of the easement. For example, it may specify the exact area where the easement can be used. If the language in the deed isn't clear, courts will look at the intent of the parties involved and the relationship between the properties. When it comes to implied easements, these arise from circumstances rather than explicit agreements. Their scope is often based on historical use or necessity. For instance, if a property has always had a path for access, that path may be considered an implied easement. Easements created by necessity are limited to what is reasonably required for the use and enjoyment of the dominant estate. This means that the easement cannot be expanded beyond what is necessary to avoid overburdening the servient estate, which is the property that is subject to the easement. Prescriptive easements come into play when someone has been using a property continuously and openly without permission. The scope of these easements is limited to the nature of that use. If someone has only used a path for walking, they cannot suddenly start using it for parking without facing potential legal issues. In all cases, the easement holder must not interfere unreasonably with the rights of the servient estate owner. Similarly, the servient estate owner must respect the easement holder's rights. What counts as unreasonable interference can depend on specific facts, such as whether maintenance is needed. Common legal mistakes regarding easement scope include assuming broader rights than what is granted, ignoring the deed language, and overlooking changes in use. To avoid these pitfalls, it is wise to review and clearly define easement terms in writing. Documenting historical uses and keeping records of any changes can also help. Seeking legal advice before making any changes to easement use is a smart move. Open communication between parties can prevent misunderstandings and disputes. By understanding how an easement scope is determined, property owners can manage their rights responsibly and avoid costly legal conflicts.